The secret to get shredded and to stay shredded. Let's check it out. One, cut your calories. And I'm sorry to bring it to you, but there's no way around it. And it doesn't matter whether you're in a keto diet, vegan diet, South Beach diet, you name it. It's just a title, okay? At the end of the day, you need to be in a caloric deficiency, and it doesn't matter what kind of diet you're eating. The only difference between diets is that, as an example, the keto diet, because of the high fat content, it keeps you full for longer. But the volume of the food is shrinking. But it's easy to sustainable because, you know, the high fat content keeps you full for a long time. The opposite would be a vegan. I also was vegan for 8 months, you know, I tried it out myself. Now, the volume increases when you're in a vegan diet because the food, it's less calorie dense. So you have to consume more to get to the same amount of calories. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about the calories. The number will never change. The diet might change, but not the number. Okay, 2, measure your food intake. Get a food scale. It's $20, that's all it takes. Measure your food before you start cooking it. Why? Because when you cook meat, it's getting lighter because water is coming out. If you cook rice or ingwer or sweet potatoes, you know, it soaks up the water, so it becomes heavier. So you need to measure everything before you start cooking it. And then again, it comes back to number 1. Once you know how much you consume, once you know your macros, like how much protein, carbohydrates and fats you're consuming, then you will also know the total calorie intake. I'm sorry to bring it to you, but there's no way around it. You want to show your abs, you want to lose all that fat, you want to get ripped, you want to go on stage, that's what it takes. Unless you're a genetic freak. And trust me, there are quite a few of those, but I'm one of those guys. I need to be super solid because I just look at the menu and I gain 5 pounds. I'm one of those. And if you're one of those too, you need to hear this. 3, eat frequently to control hunger. Eat every 3 hours, you know, small meals, so that you come up to all your meals and to your total calories. And I hope you're on a caloric deficiency. So what it does for you is, by eating every 3 hours, it helps you to get super hungry. And it's easier to overeat if you take a long break in between and you get too hungry. Now, I do understand, you know, the fasting aspect and all that stuff. I tried it myself, and don't get me wrong, I like it. But because of the 16-hour break of not eating, and then you have the first meal, I tend to overeat more easily than eating every 3 hours. Now, again, that works for me. You know, it might work for some people, but in my experience and working with clients, it works better to eat every 3 hours small meals. It really helps you from overeating. And number 4, eat enough protein. Now, protein we know we need to build muscle, to recover. I mean, protein is basically, you know, amino acids. You know, protein gets broken down in amino acids with certain enzymes, and then the body can use that to recover and to build muscle. But did you also know that eating enough protein has a thermic effect? The thermic effect of food, as an example, protein is, when you eat protein, your metabolism temporarily speeds up because it takes the body to burn more calories digesting the protein than others, like carbs and fats. So in other words, by eating protein, plenty of protein, you actually burn calories. It's beautiful, huh? But again, don't forget, it still comes down to, the total calorie intake. Don't forget that's the most important thing. And then 5, when it comes to carbs, you can be on a low carb diet, medium carb diet, depending on your genetics and how your body responds to it. What works great for me is carb cycling. So I would go 3-4 days low carbs, and by low carbs I mean somewhere between 50 and 100 grams of carbs, and then I follow up with a carb loading day, which is about 350 grams of carbs, and then I go back to 50 grams per day. That helps me to burn fat and to get lean, and and that really, I tried pretty much every diet. And on the keto diet, I was losing weight really quick, but the problem is, because you don't consume any carbs, the glycogen storage in your muscle, I know you also have some in your liver, but in the muscle, is always empty, it's always depleted. So in other words, you never look full, your muscles are never really popping out. You don't get that 3D look. That's the only thing I didn't like with the keto diet. It was easy to sustainable, easy to control with my meals, but I never liked that flat look. And that's just me, not everybody's like that. 6, healthy fats. Healthy fats are very important, we need fats for hormone regulation. If you remember, fish oil is an example, which is an essential fatty acid, has the ability to spike your protein synthesis. And that is quite amazing, because the only time you can spike protein synthesis as a natural lifter is after intense workout. So by consuming healthy oils, in particular fish oils, it helps you, not only with hormones, but it helps you with protein synthesis. And also don't forget, we need oil for many other things, such as, the delivery of the fat-soluble vitamins, A, K, and E, and so on. And it also, helps you to lubricate everything inside. And also, it keeps you full for longer. Very important. 7, drink enough water. Well, I'm sure that there's not much more I can add. I'm sure you heard that 10,000 times. Water is very important. And why do all those bodybuilders run around with a freaking gallon of water in the gym? Well, water has an unbelievable effect when it comes to giving you energy temporarily. There was a study that by drinking, I believe it was half a liter in the gym during a workout, it increased the workout for another 40 minutes by drinking half a liter of just pure water. That's how much energy it gives you. It's not a stimulant like caffeine, so you don't notice it so much, but try to work out for an hour or even longer without drinking water, and then work out with drinking water, and you will see a huge difference. And also it helps you to, for waste removal, to pee everything out, to keep everything lubricated. And of course, the body doesn't like to, give away the water. It wants to hold on to it. So by drinking enough water, you send a signal to the brain saying, hey, I get enough water, I don't have to hold on to it, and you get much leaner because the body is flushing everything out. Then, right, now 8, now we get to the training part. So how should you train? Should you change anything? Well, strength training to build muscle. So don't change anything. I know a lot of people change their workout routine, like going lighter and do 20, 30, 40 reps. Honestly, that's not the way to go if you want to, burn, fat. There's been a study also with 2 groups. One group was doing lightweight and high reps. The other group did between 6 and 15 heavy, 80% max out, and they had better results than the ones with lightweight. So keep the training intensity high and still keep the weight high. Next one is high intensity HIIT training. So as we said before, you need to be in a caloric deficiency in order to burn fat, right? Now, HIIT training, which is a very intense training, as an example, like 1 minute walking, 30 seconds running. 1 minute walking, 30 seconds running. Or something like that in the gym. That burns a lot of calories, speeds up your metabolism, and because you put your body under such demand stress, even after you finish your workout, you still burn more calories than before, than just doing, regular cardio. So add high intensity HIIT training to your workout routine to burn extra calories to get to your goal faster. Then number 10 is control stress. I know we talked about this many times, but you need to control stress. If you're stressed out all the time because of every little shit, well, guess what? The body's gonna release that little shady hormone called cortisol. And when cortisol is getting released, well, it's gonna slow down everything, okay? It's gonna hold you back from burning fat, from building muscle, because the body is under stress and has to take care of itself. And it doesn't have time, to focus on your workout and to burn fat, because that's the last thing stress has in the mind. Of course, I was just joking, but it's about that. And 11, stay consistent. Now that is one of the biggest mistakes people do. And I know there's some people right now, they're watching this and they know exactly what I'm talking about. Be consistent. Being consistent is the most important thing. What is the point of burning 10,000 calories in 2 weeks, following a perfect diet, and then you throw it all away because you go on vacation, or you start drinking, or you start partying, or you don't come back for the next 2-3 weeks in the gym because you're too busy? Pointless. You need to be consistent every week, day by day. That is the only way how to get from like lean to like super lean. What do you think when those guys get ready for competition, when we train them and we get them stage ready? They are consistent, every day. Their cardio routine, their training routine, their nutrition routine. It's like there's just no way around it. Again, unless you're a genetic freak. And then the last one is probably the nicest one here. Get enough sleep. Get enough sleep also correlates with control your stress, your cortisol, because when you get enough sleep and enough recovery, the body can relax. Or even meditate, believe it or not. Meditate, Meditation is nothing else than resting your mind. When we're tired, we rest our body, right? You have no problem laying down on the couch or taking a nap, but that's basically resting the physical body. But the mind, are we resting our mind? Not a lot, especially if you don't meditate. So, yeah, that was it. So I hope this helps you, because those are the most important things you need to take care of. And trust me, there's just no way around it. The most important thing from all of this is the calories. You need to be in a caloric deficiency. And let me mention this again. There is no supplement on this planet, okay, that will burn your fat away. Everything works in synchronicity with training, supplementation, and nutrition. If everything's in place, you'll be surprised how fast you can change. But if there's some components missing, you're just wasting your time. So please share if anybody needs to hear this. Any questions, leave me a comment, and check out my Instagram, DaveRE77. Okay? Thank you for watching.